Deal of the week is going digital. Be the first to grab exclusive offers with free delivery. Just opt into our emails to get early access before it hits our socials. Oh, and since shipping is free, might as well fill up that basket. But hurry, it's only available for a limited time or while stocks last. Deal of the week with Shop on TV.
Good. I've always wanted to do that. I could be the next James Bond. You know, when they do the story about how he reaches middle age and lets everything go. Hello, why am I standing back to it? Stands back in amazement. Should go forwards. Hello. I'm shouting too, and I've got a microphone. It's right there. How are you? Welcome to Shop on TV with me, Rob Lott. I'm trying to do it differently every night. What I need is for you to send in little videos with an E, and we'll get really creative with it. Now, tonight's a really good show. Let me tell you what's on the show tonight. Let me show you what's on the show tonight. What have we got for you? Have you got a leaky roof? Maybe you've got a leaky guttering. Maybe you've got a leaky water butt. Is your butt leaking? You need this. This is Roofix. Now, if you've never seen Roofix, if you've never heard of Roofix, there's a very good reason for that. Because, as you can see what it does, it's actually Flag Paints make this commercially. They don't sell it domestically. But through us here at Shop on TV, you can get it for your domicile. Basically, wherever there is a leak and whenever you need to coat and protect, it could be your guttering, as I've already mentioned. It could be all manner of things. It could be a bucket. Maybe there's a hole in your bucket, dear Liza. Well, all you got to do is literally slap it on. So here's the deal, right? These are some examples, obviously, of how and where you can use it. For a small application, you can use a paintbrush. If you want to do your whole roof and coat and protect your whole roof for numerous years, then you'll see in a moment, you can actually cover the entire surface with it. This is great if you've got felt on your roof that is, and it's a flat roof and there's a crack in it and the water's getting through. A little bit of Roofix goes under and on it, and here we're just using a squeegee, so you can use a squeegee on a broom handle if so that sort of device if you're going to do the whole roof. That's what I was starting to talk about a moment ago. So it comes in different colours. You can either get it in white, you can get it in black, or you can get it in grey. And I'm just going to ask my producer to put the microphone closer to her mouth because I can't hear her. There we go. Oh, thank you. So you can get a litre. Now, basically, the maths is very simple. 1 litre will cover 1 square metre. OK? 1 litre, 1 square metre. But you have to be generous with it. And don't worry, we're going to show you how it's all done in a moment. So now that's $22.99, black, grey or white, as I said. If that's all you need, just for some little cursory repairs and protecting little bits and bobs, fine, then go for a litre. But as we go up the quantity and the size, we start to get into some really interesting cost savings. So this is a 5 litre can, so that's going to do 5 square metres, again, available in the same colours, black, white and grey. This is $59.99. Now that works out at £12 a litre. If you bought 1 litre individually at full price, you would spend a lot more money. So this is £12 a litre rather than £22 a litre. So you're saving £10 a litre roughly. So that, if you have a larger application, that's like that, for example, or indeed whatever we show you in a moment. 5 litres might be enough for you. If it's not, and if you're going to do an entire roof, for example, then obviously calculate whatever the square meterage is of your roof, what is the length versus the width or the depth, and that will obviously give you the answer. This is 4 5 litre cans. That's 20 square metres for $179.99. That works out at just, what was it again per litre, Leslie? £9 a litre. So you're saving about £23 per litre when you buy it this way. And of course, because it goes over the £30 mark, well, mind you, so did the 5 litre. You can spread the cost with PayPal Pay in 3, anything between 30 or £2,000. So if you were just going to buy a couple of litres, that would also qualify you for PayPal Pay in 3. So basically, clean down the surface first. This is the owner of Flag Paints, actually, Martin. So get rid of all of the sort of loose debris and gunk and rubbish. And this is all you got to do. You literally just, first of all, start off by, you can paint on the sort of the decorative bits or the sort of the edging and whatnot. Particularly if there are areas where one thing meets another, like there you've got felt meeting tile or brick and so on and so forth. If you've got any particular holes or cracks or gaps, then cover those over first, then you just pour it like this. And there we have a squeegee on a pole, as I said you could use, and you just want to smooth it out. Now, you can see how generous Martin's being here. What is so special about this? It is not a paint. I want to really sort of make that very, very clear, because the first thing most people will say is, well, I'll just use bitumen. Well, bitumen is a paint and it's a liquid, and it doesn't fill holes, as we will demonstrate shortly. This it's filled with Draylon fibres, and those Draylon fibres they basically lock to create a completely watertight, waterproof seal. Within 30 minutes. Actually, that's the Black Magic I'm thinking of. That's the next product, don't worry. It dries very quickly anyway. And so before and after, not only does it look good, and obviously you can choose which colour you use. If it's a black roof, I mean, it looks rather smart, but also it is completely protecting that roof from the weather. And, you know, this is the time of year to start doing that. Not only if the weather is inclement, but also, you know, the summer, when you've got the sun beating down, that can really dry things out, and it can make things crack, etc., etc., etc. So that is your Roofix. We've got a review for Roofix, actually. This is used by so many people, and it really is very, very good. I bought in fact, actually, our producer Leslie bought hers yesterday. So Sue says, I bought a 5-litre tin of this back in October in hopes of waterproofing my porch roof, but unfortunately couldn't find anyone to go up there to do it for me. So tin has been sitting around waiting to be used. Last month, my neighbour offered to do it for me, and he's since been up and done 2 coats. And it's just under 3 square metres. We've had plenty of rain over the past few weeks, and it's definitely stopped the rain getting indoors, and it looks a lot better too. She came back again, actually, and told us, sort of a follow-up, if you like. I did have a nasty leak in the porch roof, and dreaded it every time it rained, because, and this might have even been the first one, because of a heavy downpour. Would leave me facing an inch or 2 of water to paddle in inside the porch. Now the Roofix has been applied, there's no longer any indoor paddling pool. I'll be buying some more because I've noticed a little leak in the main roof, and I'm hoping a bit of Roofix will give me another couple of years before I have to spend a fortune on the roof. Actually, Sue has just stumbled across the real crux of the situation here. There is a review in the clips we're going to show you where a guy would have had to basically spend thousands on a new roof, but Roofix saved the day. Roofix at $179.99, or if it's more than 20 square metres, you just, you know, whatever it's going to cost you, it's going to be significantly more affordable than replacing the whole roof. And even just things like replacing felt tiles or tile tiles or whatever your roof happens to be made of. This is potentially the answer, because it will take the old and it will protect it and seal it and give it a new lease of life. And, you know, you could have this on your roof for years and years and years before you need to do anything ever again. So it's very good. You can put it on wood. I don't know what OSB is. Do we know? No idea. Galvanised surfaces, asbestos, hopefully you're not putting it on that. Fiberglass, composite and plastic, metal, acrylic, PVC, polycarbonate, tiles, non-glazed, PVC gutters, cast iron gutters, metal gutters, oriented strand board, engineered wood. Okay, fine, got it. Learn something every day is a school day. Copper gutters, concrete gutters, asphalt, aged, bitumen, aged, concrete, felt and lead. Oh, I think that's probably lead. I did know that. By the way, do send your emails in, studio@shopontv.co.uk. Come and get your shout outs. We had a really fun show last night. Hopefully you're all watching again tonight. Come and say hi, please do. Or you can message us through the website, shopontv.co.uk. Click on the live graphic and then you'll see a web box there, or a box where you can message us through the web. We can't answer that. We can't reply to it, but if you send us an email, we can. So if you need a reply, email. Now, also from Flag Paints, we have Black Magic. What is Black Magic? Now, Black Magic is a protective paint. So you can take something that's rusty and old, and you can paint it with black magic. Not only will it look new, but also it will be protected as well. And it is heat resistant. So if you've got chimney flues or, you know, barbecues and such, this is perfect. So it's 533558. You get the 1 litre. You can basically apply it to metal, glass or plastic. £26 is your litre. But if you go for the 2.5 litre, which is roughly 2.5 times the size of the 1 litre, see how I got this job, can't you? Then you get a better price. Now it's £45 and saving you quite a lot of money. So here are some examplers. So here we've got a bit of guttering. Not looking great, is it? Seen better days. You can give it a little sand if you want. You can, get the loose stuff off. And this will be touch dry in 30 minutes. It glides on like a ballerina on a slippery stage. And it will be completely cured within about 4 to 5 hours. So look at that, and it is black. It's black magic. That's why it's, I mean, you know, the clue's in, it's in the name. It will paint things black. So you've got a choice of any colour you like as long as it's black. Now here we've got some horrible old pipes. Those look like the pipes that come out your washing machine, and there's after. So much nicer, but also again it's protecting it as well from the weather. Look at that, so much nicer. It's like having a racing stripe down your wall, if that was a good thing. Hard wearing, so for example, if you wanted to do a wheel, you know, once this is on, this ain't flaking and chipping off. So you can really put this through its pace. Now here we've got a ramp from a what do you call those places, a garage, and again, not only does it have a cosmetic effect, it makes it looks good, but it is helping to protect against all the rust. So if you've got things that are starting to rust or oxidize, which is the same thing I suppose, like this for example, here's a rusty dirty old bench that you got this from the, you know, the local tip. You can upcycle it because you can apply it because it is a paint like substance. You can literally bring things almost completely back from the dead. Look at that, isn't that great? Well, that's not, but that is. You see what it does? Are you getting it now? Very hard wearing, and as I said, it is completely heat resistant. So here we've got a big old chimney, or it's like a, I don't know what that's supposed to be. Oh, it's a chimney. I don't know what a chimney does. It's a fire for outside. Okay, now I know. Thank you very much. Is that why it's outside? Ah. I've never had a chimney in my entire life. Now, I did these graphics and I saw what it was, but I didn't know. I had no clue what it actually was. It could have been a pizza oven for all I knew. Now I know. So that's your black magic. Also in the show tonight, ladies and gentlemen, friends, Romans and Romanas, countrymen and countrywomen and country people. Also coming up in the show, we have... it's still black magic, sorry. We have got other stuff as well. I thought we were doing the next thing. Okay, black magic can replace MDF primer, metal primer, low odour paint, fiberglass primer, rust converter, tough paint, undercoat, metal paint, wood primer, eggshell paint, heavy duty protection, garden furniture paint, garage door paint, heat resistant paint, glass primer, / paint, environmental paint, plastic PVC primer, bumper paint, wood treatment and wheel paint. All of those, it will do the job of all of those. So maybe you've got lots of different things that need to be, oh my Lord, you need to apply it to. Instead of buying a specific paint or treatment for each thing, use black magic because it does wood. Painted metal, rusty metal, prepared metal, fiberglass, plastic, PVC, glass, concrete, hot surfaces, wooden garden furniture, plastic garden furniture, metal garden furniture, brick and stone, plaster, multi-surface, MDF, composite bumpers and wheels. So it really is a sort of a multi-purpose product. So we are going to see all of that demonstrated expertly a little bit later on. Right, let's go back to, where was I? Also in the show tonight. That's the old presenter arm, isn't it? Also in the show tonight. I don't know why. We've got Bullseye in one. This is it. I don't look that much, does it? What's in the bag, Rob? Let's find out. Now, do you know what? Mark, the gentleman, our friend, who you will see later in the video, he demonstrates the Bullseye. He took it with him, so we didn't have one. But fortunately, because it's such a blooming good product, our producer, Leslie, or as we like to call her, Leslie, something like that anyway, she's already bought one of these, and this is the one from her very own car, and we have to remind her to... Is it charged? Okay, just checking. This will inflate tyres and also other inflatable things, like balls and various... sorry. various inflatable accoutrements for your fun and frolics. So, yeah, here we go. You can see that it is automatic shut-off. And look, here's the most important part here, right, folks? And you can see on the bottom left of the screen, it goes up to 150 PSI. Now, the average car tyre is about, what, 35, 40 maybe? 150 PSI is a tractor tyre. So I told my CEO this on a meeting, and he said, that can't be right. There's no way. And I said, yes, it does. Yes, it blooming does. So not only is it good even for tractor tyres, those big tractor tyres, but also, look, if you've got an Arctic, if you've got a van, if you've got a lorry, or a truck, as they say in America, or just a car, or it could be a little wheelie cart like this. It could be a golfing cart. Now, they have been speeded up, obviously. It's not quite that quick. It's got the same adapter on it as you would expect from when you go to the petrol station and you do your tyres there. Except, of course, there's always someone using it. And if they're not using it, it's broken. And if it's not broken, it wants a quid and you haven't got it. Is it £2? I've heard it's £2.50 now for about 2 minutes. Good Lord. It used to be 5 or 10p. You can literally set the PSI. It does various different types of pressure. And once it's plugged in, you set it going and it will automatically shut off. Or you can use the trigger and you can inflate things manually if you don't know the PSI. It's also got bright lights on it, so if you do happen to break down or get a flat tyre at night, you can see where you're putting your nozzle. Always important. And, yeah, I mean, this is the thing to have in the boot of your car. And if you ever need it, it's there on hand. It comes with various different adapters as well to adapt it to numerous different ways of inflating things. And it's just brilliant. It really is. So for $59.99, it could be a lifesaver. If you get a slow flat or something and, you know, you have to keep inflating the tyre, let's say, and to get to a garage or to get to a destination, sometimes if you've got to call out the AA or the RAC or something like that, you have to wait for ages and it costs money and, you know. Now, Carl said, I suppose you could put your name like, it's me, Rob Lock, with an E or with a euro. Is that right? That's definitely a euro. I wish I had some euros. I wish I had more euros than I do. Thank you very much. Now, the one that did go viral, many have, but was Rob Lock with a knee. See what we did there? Yeah, with a knee. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to show you some in-depth demonstrations. So we are going to go, by the magic of television, to our Warrington studio where Rob Lock with an E is standing by with... Is it? No, it's not. It's not me. It's not me. It's not Rob Lock with an E. It's Shaylee with an A. Like E-Y. A. With an A. And they are with Alan, and they're going to tell you all about Roofix.
What can we do with this and why is it different than anything else out there? Well, what Martin and the guys at Flag Paints have done is made something really, really special. So we all have issues with broken guttering. You can have issues with flat roofs that are leaking and things like that. And if you go into a hardware store and you say, I've got a leaky roof, what can you give to me? What they will give you or tell you is bitumen. And the reason they will say something like that is, excuse me, the reason they'll say that is that they don't have anything like Roofix in store because you can't get it in store.
This is a trade paint, isn't it, or a trade product, actually, approved by the Ministry of Defence, approved by the London Underground as well. And this is what Roofix does. It fixes the leak. Bitumen, if you're at home thinking, well, I've used a black paint, I got it from a DIY store, I'm sure it was this. It wasn't. No. Bitumen is nothing like Roofix. Roofix, by the way, can be applied to any building materials, all those different surfaces, and even can make cardboard waterproof, which sounds ridiculous, but that is the truth. Now, you have got amazing value for money, but you've got a product that does the job, haven't you? Yeah,
it really does. And I'm going to show you with this little prop I have here, the difference in bitumen and the difference in Roofix. And then I'm going to tell you why it's so special. I'm going to talk to you about the fibres in here, the drill-on fibres. In fact, I'm going to show you those. But let's look up here first. There's some downpipe this could be, or it could indeed be some guttering. And you see we've cut a hole right across this here. So you can see it untreated. You can see the first little bit here, it's got bitumen. But if I put my finger behind, you can see that it hasn't closed that gap. No. So therefore, it's still going to leak. But when it comes over to where the Roofix is, it's completely sealed. Now, I will be showing you a couple of brilliant little demos a little bit later on and culminate in a really great demo as well for you. Now, if we look here, this is really where you're going to use this, and it's flat roofs and stuff like that. But if they do have a bit of a pitch, not a problem. I'm going to show you a roof later with a bit of a pitch, and you'll see that it works perfectly with that. But you can see we've put a cut right through this felt here. And again, when it gets to the bitumen, it hasn't bridged any gap. But look here, when it comes to Roofix, it has. And therefore, it's made it waterproof.
Stops the leak and made it waterproof.
Exactly. And it stops it and makes it waterproof immediately, even though it does take a while for it to go touch dry, and then maybe a couple of days before they can get up and start walking on it again. But it makes it immediately waterproof. So
even if it starts raining straight away, you've stopped that leak instantly, and not temporary, up to 10 years or 10 years or more.
Well, that's the thing, and we always have to be careful what we say and what we promise, and we always say, well, you know, promise less and deliver more. Martin always says that it's 10 years and maybe more. He emphasises that, so he does. Cracked tile, so again, up on your roof, perhaps cracked tile all the way. You can see again the bitumen hasn't got in and hasn't repaired it. All you've done is you've just might as well put any kind of paint on it. But when we come then to our Roofix, you can see the crack is fixed. So no more leaking. And you can see some of those fibres actually just there. I'll be talking about those in a little while. Again, coming underneath here, different little things, wood, composite and flashing and things like that. Again, you can see the bitumen, you can see what it does compared to the Roofix.
And it's so nice to see on all these different materials, because honestly, any building material. We'll even show you how we waterproof cardboard and stop leaks on cardboard, which sounds crazy, but it is that good.
And hopefully we can talk about the HMS Destroyer.
We'll do that.
That's great.
You're teasing now.
I know. Now, what I want to say to you as well is thermoacrylic. So when you use this, so basically when we put this up, so people say I'm going to put it on my flat roof, but then they put it up the flashing and they put it a few different places, maybe over onto a bit of a wooden roof or whatever material it is. And then in the winter and in the summer, they'll contract.
Well, that's where the leaks come from, doesn't it? Because our buildings expand and contract. You see cracks in your house, don't you? And that's because the buildings move with the temperature. But everything moves differently.
They all move differently, absolutely. And this is where this is great, because this literally comes back to life and it expands at different rates with the different materials. Now you can see, even if I bend this completely here, it doesn't crack. Now we're not saying it's indestructible, please, we're not saying that, but you're seeing, look at this. This is incredible what this can actually do.
We're saying as the weather changes, that leak's not going to instantly come back.
Exactly. So if this is sitting beside, sitting beside even like a corrugated metal iron roof, and it moves and then this moves differently, it's fine. It will move with it. So that's why we say 10 years or maybe even more. It's great.
When we actually see the product as well, it's got such a different consistency.
It is, it's different. I'm going to show you the difference in that in bitumen. Again, a couple of little repairs, because I want you to understand, you know, what you can do with it, and then we'll show it to you. So you can see on the back of both of these here, we've got a little circular saw, and we've made holes right through. And on the other side, we've painted them with Roofix. This one, we just did a little bit on, you can see, to cover the problem. This one, we've completely covered it, and you can do as much or as little as you want.
I mean, that is the whole, that one is actually sealed all the way around.
Sealed all the way around.
So if you have got a leak and there's nothing worse than the water's gushing down the side of the house, and perhaps it's just a split, perhaps it's come apart, and you think, I have to repair it all. No. Roofix will do the job. And if you want it to be white, order the white. It doesn't have to be the black. We've done the black so you can see.
And remember, you've got 1, 5 and 20 litre configurations. The best value is the bigger pack that we've got.
Well, that will allow you to do a whole garage roof and have a little bit left over as well. And you always want some spare of this. You don't want to wake up one morning and have a leak and think, I haven't got any Roofix left. And remember, it comes in the black, the grey and the white. So do check your baskets out. That bundle, it's like you're getting a whole 5 litre tin completely free of charge, because you're saving £60 and that's what your tin would normally be. But show us the difference, because I know loads of people at home, they'll be thinking, oh, I've seen that.
Yeah, that black paint.
Yeah, bitumen. I got it from a DIY store. You can't get this from a DIY store. At Flag Paints, it's like trade paint, specialist paints.
That's right. Rule of thumb as well, in case someone is at home thinking, how much do I need to use? 1 litre per square metre. Right. The average single garage at the side of a house is about 18 square metres, so you've got plenty in that for a little bit left over to do some other jobs. I'm going to tell you a little while as well about personally a job I did with it, and it literally saved us. But these are the Draylon fibres, and you can see those here. Now, these have been cut so precisely. They're cut with a computer, well, not with an actual computer, but a computer it has to control the machine to cut these. They have to be exactly the right size, exactly the right length and thickness, because if not, they don't knit together. And it's these Draylon fibres that knit together inside of the Roofix that makes it bridge those gaps. And that is the real magic about this. Now, let me just show you, okay? So if you do go into a shop and a DIY store, and say you've got the leaky roof, they will give you bitumen. Now, let me just show you, we're not putting bitumen down, we would never do that, but I just want to show you a couple of differences with a little few demonstrations for you.
I'm sure bitumen has got waterproofing properties.
Yes.
But for sealing leaks, we'll take a look. Yeah, you'll see the difference. Yeah,
and this will just show you. Look at how thin that is, and how
like a gloss paint, really, isn't it?
Literally, that's what it is. Now, if you do that, that's not thick enough. It's not strong enough. It doesn't have the fibres in it to go over any hole or split or whatever it might be, so it's not going to seal. Now, I'm going to keep that open because I've got a demo in a second, and now I'm going to show you the difference with Roofix, and this really is magical. Wait till you see this, okay? Already we can see. Look at the difference here with Roofix. Look at that. Can you see? Now, when I paint that on, you can see those fibres starting to knit together, and you can see the difference in the texture. And it's those fibres that knit together, creating a bridge over the problem area, over that leak. Now, another little way to further demonstrate this to you is, I love doing this little demonstration.
I love this demonstration because it really makes you see exactly how different the two products are.
We've got rubber duckies as well. We'll show you those later on. Now, first I want to show you these little funnels just here. You can see how tiny they are, and you can see how small the outlet is there. It really is small, okay? And we've done that just to show you, even with bitumen, how it doesn't fix the problem. So I'm going to pop these in here like so, and I just put some paper in here and stuck it in so you can see what's going to happen, because it's important that you see that, okay? Now, let me first of all clear off this brush and then show you the difference. So I'm going to now get some bitumen, and I'm going to try and get it in. You can see as I put it in, it's running straight through.
And that's not stopping the leak. It's actually making it worse, because now you've got black paint dripping all over everything
all over the place,
in the
running
shed
through things. Absolutely.
You made it 1,000 times worse.
Yeah, and that's no good. And if you have got a leak, that's exactly what's going to happen. But watch the difference. Are you ready for this? When I now try and get some of the Roofix on here, and I get this and I pop some in here.
Look at the difference in the consistency.
Look at that, right?
It's amazing, isn't it?
And that's those Draylon fibres that knit together.
Reinforcing, and look at all of that. You'd think the weight of that would push that right through.
You used quite a lot there.
I have, haven't I? I've done well.
You filled it right to the top.
I did. Plenty of weight behind it.
But it's completely stopped, nothing's dripping.
Yeah, but you'll even see it hasn't even come through to this bit.
So that's the Draylon fibres. They've weaved together and they've blocked the hole. So now the leak has gone. Even if it starts raining straight away, leak's gone. And not temporary.
No, 10 years and beyond sometimes. It is that instant fix, but with those long-term benefits. Remember, you've got 3 different configurations. You've got a 1 litre, a 5 litre, and you've got the best value in that 20 litre, giving you 20 square metres of coverage. It's like you're getting a tin free of charge. If you do want to buy 5 litres on its own, at the bottom of the screen there. But Alan's got loads more to show us.
Yeah, we've got some more to show you in this show. So basically what we did as well to say how do we show people how good this actually is and how it fills up the tiniest of holes. And that's a demonstration that we love to do.
Right.
But what we did is we went down, we bought 2 sieves and we got bitumen and we didn't do anything to it. We just bought it. And as it was, we painted the inside of a sieve.
Okay.
And you can see the bitumen that we painted on, but you can see that it's completely run through. Like just as a little point.
There's a little bit of black there, but there's not, it hasn't really sealed many of
Still
the
a sieve.
Well, any of the holes.
So this is just showing you the tiniest of holes. Now, when we then got our Roofix, you can see what it did. And if you see at the back, the way it's clung on, I should say, to it. And when I put some water into that, well, we know that that is completely watertight.
That sieve's a spoon.
That sieve's now a spoon, exactly. And that's really different. And that just shows you, if we look at the back of this, how it fills up those little tiny holes and it doesn't run through those Draylon fibres knitting together and stopping that from happening.
It's very, very good stuff. It's all about the Draylon fibres, folks. Hi, you're watching Shop on TV with me, Rob Lock. Sandra's just sent us a lovely message. Thank you, Sandra. Get Rob back on. He's a legend. A legend. Loving the demo from the couple with the bald fella. Fair enough. Think I might be buying a few cans of Roofix. XOXO. Sandra, I don't say this lightly, and I wouldn't say it if it weren't true. It's blooming good stuff. Honestly, really, it's used in the trade. It is a commercial product, and it's only available to the non-trade folk like you and me, really through us here at Shop on TV. So you can see wherever you've got a crack, a split, a crevice, a hole, etc., you need Roofix. Bernie Gers, what a great name. Rob, loving the show tonight. Great suit. Thank you. It's one of 3 and one of 6 colours of polo shirt that I alternate, basically. And once I'm thin enough, I've got a whole wardrobe that I can get back into. Bernie says, think I might get a couple of these for my bungalow. Hashtag Roofix. Yeah. It is, again, it is very good. It is a professional treatment, and you might even have called somebody out to fix your roof, and they might very well have used Roofix or your gutters. And as I say, I'm going to use the joke again because I'm very puerile. Have you got a leaky butt in your garden? I mean, water butts, buckets, bowls, really anywhere there's a hole. We were thinking if you've got a fish pond, you know, a sunken fish pond in your garden. Also things like, what else? Swimming pools, if you've got a swimming pool that's got a leak. Because, you know, you can sort of match the colour because you can get it in black, grey or white. And once it's on, it dries very quickly. And it's literally all those little fibres, as Alan showed you, they do this, you see. This is me showing fibres all kind of interlocking and like that, you see. They create a lattice that is, I've gone very Alan Park, they create a lattice that's very, very protective. Smell my cheese. No, look at my roof. So here is an horrible roof that's seen better days. It's rusting away, perhaps even is a hazard or a danger. And look, boom, just like that. Well, not just like that, obviously. You've got to put the Roofix on first, but it's protected. Here we go, look at that, another bad roof. Boom, protected. And then we are not going to show you any more pictures because we're stingy like that. Because we've got so much to show you. Anyone else that wants to shout out or wants to say hi, studio@shopontv.co.uk. Hi for watching, lovely to have your company. So let's go through the prices, shall we? If you buy 1 litro, then, we've given it away now, haven't we? We're going backwards. Well, Leslie's going to go the other way, apparently. Right, so here we are. Let's start from the beginning. $22.99, 1 litre, which covers 1 square metre. £22.99 in black, grey or white. If you buy the 5 litre, now 1 litre might be enough for you. Even maybe you've just got a few little bits and bobs that you know, small shed. Maybe you've got just a couple of little repairs you want to do, gutters. This is probably more your small shed, 5 square metres. It's £59.99. Now that works out at just what, £22. No, it does. It doesn't work out at £22 a litre because a 1 litre is £22, Leslie. £12 a litre, that's better. £12 a litre. Leslie, bless her, she's got so many numbers in front of her face that... and there's PayPal paying through as well if you want to spread the cost over 3 months. £21.65, and that includes your P&P. But the best bundle, the best value for money, which is the one Leslie went for, is 4 5 litres, so that's 20 square metres of coverage for £179.99. That works out at £9 a litre. What's the alternative? Would it cost you £9 per square metre to repair your roof? I don't think so. And Leslie was about to replace her shed roof at great cost. And not only does she have one, really, not only does she have one shed, she's got 3 sheds. What are they? She sheds. She's got a gardening shed. She's got a pool shed, a tool shed, and a barbecue. She's got a shed just for a barbecue. I think we're paying her too much. Apparently she moved into the house with 3 sheds. 3 sheds! And all the roofs need replacing. So look, it's really, really easy to do. You can do it yourself, or, you know, you can always get someone to help if you need it. Get rid of any dirt, any dust, any loose dust, because obviously you don't want to be painting it over onto dirt and loose dirt anyway. And then you can paint around the edges, and you can specifically paint over with a paintbrush. You know, any holes or any things like that. And then once you've kind of done all the edging and such, then all you've got to do is pour it down and spread it out. Here it is. Just a regular, you know, get yourself a squeegee with a broom handle. That's all you need to do. But keep it keep it generous, a generous coating. And try not to paint yourself into a corner if you can, like Martin does in a minute. It's just great stuff. And once it's dry, once it's cured, that roof is completely waterproof. And it's protected for up to 10 years or more. I mean, this is the thing. So you're paying £179.99. Let's say, just for example, you have a roof that is 20 square metres. It's costing you £180 to protect your roof for up to a decade. And not only is it protecting, and not only is it sealing, but it is and preventing leaks and such. It's also weatherproofing it, and it looks really good too. Johnny Bravo says, Roofix is great. It saved my shed from a deluge. P.S. Rob, you are fantastic. You should have your own show. Thank you so much. You know, we were talking about this. I did have my own show briefly. We did 8 episodes on YouTube called Unlocked, a 2-hour live show every Saturday night. And we're in the process of trying to bring it back because it was quite popular. So I'll let you know if we are successful in doing that. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate. Obviously, I don't crave praise or need it, but I do appreciate it. It's very nice to have it. It's better than the alternative, than somebody, you know, emailing in and saying we think your show's boring. Lindsay, if you're watching tonight. We do love you, Lindsay. I'm just messing around. Wayne Jones, what a great name. Hi, name's Jones, Wayne Jones. Hi, Rob Lock with an E. Love you and the show. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Love you for watching. Could you please tell me roughly how long a full charge will last on the Bullseye pump? Keep up the amazing work. Much love. So we suggest around 8 car tyres, so 2 cars essentially, before it will need a charge. Now, it's one of those difficult things to answer because it's a little bit like how long is a piece of string? Twice the length from the centre to one end, obviously. But, you know, if you've got tyres that only need a little bit of inflation, then it's going to use less power than if you have tyres that are almost completely flat. But I tell you what, if you develop a slow flat and you're away from home or away from your nearest garage, like, for example, 105 miles is what Leslie does every single day, each way. and she broke down just outside of London at 4 o'clock in the morning once. It took 3 hours to get home. Paid £200 to get a tyre because she had to get somebody to come out because I guess she didn't have a spare. A lot of cars don't have spare tyres these days. So look, if the tyre explodes, then this is not going to work because there's nothing to hold the air. But if you've got a nail or something in your tyre and it's a slow puncture, then you can stop and keep topping it up. You've got the lights on the front. You press and hold the button, it turns it on. You've got the lights on the front so you can see what you're doing. It is weatherproof, by the way, as well. So you can instead of you getting very wet, oh, so that's a bit bright, isn't it? Instead of you getting wet, you can plug it into your tyre. You might get a little bit wet, but you can then basically leave it to do its job. And when you turn it on, in fact, I'll turn it on again. I'll show you the backside. So you can see this is now set to 35.5 psi. So you can set the psi. There are various other scales of pressure that it will also do. So if you know the pressure of whatever it is you're inflating, you set it, you pull the trigger, and it starts it, and it goes. Now, if this were plugged into something, it's not at the moment. If it were, the first time you pull the trigger, it doesn't start the compressor. It actually measures the amount of pressure in the tyre or in the thing you're inflating already. So it kind of knows, it tests it. It's some part of the intelligence in the system. Then when you press it again, that's when it starts inflating. If you set the pressure, you set it and you forget it. It's very lightweight. Do you know, it occurred to me when I picked this up earlier that even though I did the show with Mark, I never picked one up because it looks like a heavy drill. It's not. It's actually very lightweight. By the way, the battery is removable. If you want to, you can. So you could take this indoors and recharge it. But you can also just plug it in and charge it. Keep it in the back of the car, and you never know when you might need it. And there is even a USB-C on there, so if you want to, and it comes with, it comes with an adapter for your car. So they used to call it the cigarette lighter attachment, but it's the power port now, isn't it? So you do get that, so you can charge it from your car if you want to as well. So let me just give you an idea here of what we're talking about.
What do you do when your tyre goes flat and there's no air anywhere to fix that? You reach for the Bullseye Pro, the smart, fast, hands-free way to fill it up with air. Bullseye Pro is equipped with a rechargeable lithium-ion battery pack, so fast, so strong, and so convenient, putting an air compressor in the palm of your hand. Look, you can inflate all 4 tyres of your car, or inflate a bag full of soccer balls at practice, quick and easy. Bullseye Pro is so advanced it has a built-in smart pressure digital sensor that gauges and automatically stops when the set tyre pressure is reached. Plus, it can be 100% hands-free. You simply set the target pressure and walk away, keeping you out of harm's way. Bullseye Pro is lightweight, durable and powerful. Plus, it has 4 ultra-bright LED lights to safely inflate at night. No need for manual hand or foot pumps. Bullseye Pro comes with 3 custom air nozzles on board, so you can easily inflate pool toys, exercise balls and more. And here's the clever part. The easy-to-view battery life indicator on top lets you know when Bullseye Pro is ready to go and even when it's running low. Don't ignore those tyre pressure warning lights. Order yours right now.
Do. You can for $59.99. And by the way, can I say hello to everyone watching on YouTube? We've literally got close to a dozen people who've been watching for 8 minutes at a time, which is the longest we've had for days. So please do remember to subscribe and hit the bell icon so that we can alert you when we are live, which is generally every single night between midnight and 3 a.m. But if you're not sure when we're on, then that's the way to do it. So really, really good piece of kit, this, honestly, and it's just one of those things. It's, you have a spare tyre in your car, you don't know if you're ever going to need it, but it's there when you do. This is the same sort of thing. Apart from for your pool toys and gym balls and things like that, actually some people do buy 2. They have one for the home and one for the car, or caravan, or motorbike, or great Christmas present. Christmas is just around the corner. Well, it is, because you know we're going to blink. It's already March. A quarter of the year has already gone. I'm sure 2 days ago I was in Amsterdam, which is where I went over Christmas, and it poured with rain the whole time. It was very pretty though. Or Father's Day's coming, or Mother's Day. You know what I mean? So it's just good for anybody. It's brilliant for anyone. And if you're sick and tired of using a manual pump, particularly for bicycles and things like that, get yourself one of them. Right, now let's go to our Black Magic, proving very popular as well. It's black and it's magic, ladies and gentlemen. 10% of the 2.5 litre is already gone, so do be quick if you want to get it. It's a great value. The 2.5 litre is the best value, price-wise at £45. And basically it paints on, and it is heat-proof, it is waterproof, and it seals rust and corrosion, and it brings a new lease of life to a myriad of different things like these.
Basically, what Flag Paints do, and you're probably not familiar with the name at home, going, Flag Paint's been around that long, I don't know their name, is because they don't make paints for the general public for domestic use. They only make really specialised paints. The MOD, London Underground, people like that use their paints, and that's really what they do. And about 15 years ago, they were asked by somebody from a shopping channel, could they come up with something that they could sell to the public? And that's his Martin right here, and he came up with a couple of things, Roofix and of course Black Magic, and that is why we have this here, and you don't see it in the shops. But what this does is incredible. Not only does it do a fantastic job of converting rust, etc., but look at the difference in that. Manufactured as well in such a way that you get minimal brush marks, so you get the most beautiful finish.
It looks like the manufactured finish. It looks like that's how you bought the product. It's absolutely amazing. And you can use it in so many different areas. It's probably easier for me to ask rather than say what you can use it on, what you can't use it on.
Shiny metal!
And that is virtually about the only thing. However, you can change that.
You can. So I'm using a little copper pipe here just to show you, because it's super smooth and shiny. You know, this could be chrome or something like that. But if you do get some sandpaper and scratch it down a bit, you can then, of course, apply it to it.
Fabulous.
And the same with chrome, but we don't know who'd want to paint over chrome, because chrome is beautiful. But you never know, okay? Maybe somebody has a chrome motorcycle and then becomes dark and enraged. They want to make it black. Who knows?
They can.
But you can do that, just to show you that little prop there. But let me just show you, I mean, I've got a table full of things.
Yeah,
here.
show us some of these things, because they are so good.
Yeah, and I'm going to show you how to apply it and how easy it is.
Lovely.
So let's just pop this up here, show you a couple of little things. And again, I want you to look closely at these, because we said literally, practically no brush marks. So we have here on MDF, okay, just there. Sounds like a 90s boy group. There you go.
And
look
that's so smooth.
It is. Now you can see the marks of the wood here, but but brush marks you can't see.
And it's nice it doesn't get rid of the actual marks.
you can
of the
still
wood,
see
it?
that.
You can still see that. And the reason that they wanted to make this in such a way and eliminate the brush marks is that the guys, Martin and the guys at Flag Paints, understand that you don't want to, the whole idea behind this is you don't need a professional, you don't need to be a professional or to get one.
You don't need to be a painter, you don't need to be a DIYer.
It's easy.
You just need a brush and Black Magic.
And that's it. And I'll prove that to you, because I'm not a painter, and I'll show you that in a while. So here we are again. We just have this on just a regular piece of wood here.
Wow.
We have then alongside it just here some decking. Now the reason we like to show you decking is the ridges on decking are there to basically give you a bit more grip and purchase when you're walking on it. If you look down here, if you use a thicker paint, it could sometimes fill up the wells just here, and it could make this whole thing flat and make it slippery. But Black Magic doesn't, but yet you get this brilliant finish, and again it keeps that that little bit of grip as well. And again, you can see here fiberglass plastic it will go onto as well, no problem at all onto those. And again, it's practically, as we said, what does it not go onto? And I've already explained that to you. Now I'm going to show you some areas that we've already treated, and to show you as well how strong and durable this is. These props have been going for years and they're still in great condition. So look at this down pipe just here. Again, you can see, I'll turn it this way because we've got the Black Magic little sticker on it. Down pipe, again, no treatment, straight onto it.
So no primer, nothing else but Black Magic. And that looks like how you bought it. If you were trying to sell a property and perhaps all your guttering and your down pipes all look really tatty, looks like you've got brand new piping, doesn't it?
And the thing is, we all know as well, with the guttering like this, UV damage is a terrible thing. This also gives weather protection, but they can look kind of powdery and look grey and really horrible.
They sort of fade, but they go powdery, don't they? Yeah, brilliant.
Bring it back to life like this.
That's something else that does that is like the plastic car bumpers. Could you use it on there?
Yeah, of course you can. There's people who've done that. Yeah, there's people who've done that.
They often fade, don't they?
Yeah. Again, you can see this. This is a little bit of just our guttering. And again, just to bring it back to life and give it a new look. Just look at the difference. And I promise you this, folks, this is easy as pie to use. It really is. I don't know whether when you say easy as pie, whether it's pie,
I thought you were going to say easy as piping.
Or as easy as eating a pie. I don't know.
Just made me hungry now. I want a pie.
Now, I want to show you these things. So we talk about upcycling as well, which is a great thing to be doing. So if you buy cheap furniture, office furniture, you get these cheap wheels. Maybe you've got a really old chest of drawers that you need to revamp.
Really dated.
And you've got this really dated handle on it. Or again, this old pine just here that nobody likes anymore. Well, watch this, okay? Check this out.
Look at the difference.
Look at the difference in that wheel just there. Doesn't that look $1 million more?
That makes it so much more expensive, doesn't it?
It just brings it up.
Yeah.
Again, look at that. Look at the difference in that just there.
And it's really modern as well.
Just makes it modern. And there again, look at that, just having that little piece of pine, again, just zhuzhing it up.
And that might not just be the actual sort of knobs on the drawers. You could actually paint the drawers. Perhaps it's your kitchen and you hate that pine kitchen, but you can't afford to change it.
Yeah.
Just splash a bit of black magic.
A bit of black magic, that's actually a brilliant idea.
How great is that?
I'm going to try that.
Yeah.
Just to show you as well, look at this, brick, straight onto brick. Again, no priming it, nothing like that, just straight onto the brick. And I promise you, there's no priming to do. You don't need to. This has a built-in primer. It has a rust converter in it, and it is a top coat all in one. And you only ever use, well, the majority of the time, one single coat.
Wow.
The only time you may need an extra coat is if you're using on a very porous material, if it dries in and soaks in a bit. You might go, I want to put another coat on that, but that's about it.
That would be great if you've got like perhaps a little brick wall around a garden or something, and you want to make the garden look more modern.
Or it could be those interior walls that you have exposed brick and you wanted to paint it black. That'd be great. I love this that lamppost base because you can really see the amount of rust on there.
I've just had a thought as well. What about if you've got old picture frames?
Oh, yeah.
Zhuzh them up. Because you go in and you get those.
That's a great idea.
Literally popped into.
I actually went out and bought loads of black frames and got rid of all the others. I could have just painted them.
Could have just painted them. Saved a lot of money.
And then they'd all match.
Because Hayley wanted to see this, let's show you this one here next, okay?
This is really good.
This little bit of this downpipe just here. Look at the difference.
That's perfect, isn't it?
Gorgeous.
Now, honestly, did you just paint that onto this?
Yes, 100%.
That's such a mess, isn't it?
Yeah.
So rusty.
And if you think that I'm doing something, I'm going to show you it
amazing.
Here today how we do that, okay? And how good it is. Look at it on the glass just here as well. Check that out.
That's pretty cool,
Isn't it just amazing?
And again, you might have some old vases that, again, they just don't fit into a modern home
maybe,
now.
Yeah.
You know those ones that are all different colours and stuff?
These I threw out, these little light things, because they went really nasty. We had them on the steps going up to our home, and I would have painted them quite happily and left them.
And because of the way the paint is constructed as well, it gets into all those nooks and crannies.
I was going to say, you couldn't have a more uneven surface than that, could you?
Do you know the story about these?
Yes, but tell us, 'cause at home they won't.
See that just here? These are actually plaster of Paris, okay? And these were bought in, what would you call it, a charity shop.
Yeah.
And Martin put one of them outside, and
without realising what
it was. The more it rained, the more the little angel disappeared. It started to disintegrate, like a snowman in the sunshine.
Yeah, exactly.
But again, you can see that. But look, I know.
So now it's weatherproof.
It's weatherproof
he's painted
as well.
it. How good is that? So perhaps you've got something you'd like to leave in the garden, but you know it'll spoil. Paint it with this, and you can.
Now look at the intricacy of this trivet just here. Look at that. Again, super easy, even on the back.
But look at the smooth finish.
Beautiful.
No runny bits, no lumps and bumps, no brush marks.
Yep.
Like you bought it like
you bought it. It's gorgeous. And of course, we love the love seat, don't we?
Oh, the love seat is my favourite.
Not so good there.
I mean, it's a lovely shape, isn't it? But you'd have to throw that out, wouldn't you?
Look at that.
You wouldn't.
It's like brand new, isn't it?
It looks brand new. If that was in a garden centre, that could have a tag hanging from it, and you'd go and have a little look, and it could be hundreds
and hundreds
of pounds. And Martin, who owns Flag Paints, it was a friend of his who owned this, and he'd pop round to have a bit of lunch with her, and she went off to get some bits from the shop. And in the sort of 15-20 minutes she was in the shop, that's what he painted it. She couldn't believe it when she got home.
And he'd done it in such a quick time.
Yeah.
It had such a factory finish, like brand new. Again, you would think hundreds of pounds.
I'm going to do Mum's table and chairs, because she's got the old...
A white one, it's similar to that.
It's gone nasty and rusty and what have you, and I'm just going to paint it over. If there's any sort of lumpy bits, we just sort of brush them off, don't we? Which we will show you.
Yeah, we'll show you.
Then you just apply it. Honestly, it's so easy. What else can we look at?
And then you have something that you bought the second hand, and then it's brand new second hand.
Perhaps you upcycle things. These, I think, are brilliant.
Yeah.
What a difference. Because that now looks like wrought iron. So all those, perhaps you don't like the pine, it came with the house, and you've got pine where your curtains, your curtain rail and all that. Because it would even withstand drawing your curtains time and time again on the curtain rail, wouldn't it?
It's so tough. I mean, this here, when you look at this old pine here, kind of reminds me of the time in our house when we had that wood chip wallpaper too that I used to paint.
Don't.
Do you remember that? I used to love picking. I used to go up and pick little bits. That's what I did. That was terrible.
Fabulous.
Now, I want to show you a little before and after just here as well. Look at this again, how rusty that is. And look at how beautiful it is afterwards. Just one
I think I might have painted that.
I think you did.
You did. Like
Live in a show.
You did. You did.
Look at that
It was
skill.
my hand.
Yeah.
Now, there's just, I mean, there's
I haven't
just
finished it.
No, you didn't finish it off. Such an array of different surfaces, remember, that you can use this on. This is just a few examples. Like Alan said at the beginning, it's easier to say what it doesn't
do. Now, really important message here for you as well. This is when Martin was talking me through this, because let's be honest, a friend of ours, we both know Peter, you represented Flag Paints for years, and I was always really jealous of him because it was such an amazing product. And I was going, I'd really love to do that. So Martin called me about 6 weeks ago, and he said, Al, he said, would you be interested in going up to SOTV and demonstrating? And I was going, yep, no problem. And I went to his house, and he taught me through it. It was like, wow, he's got a great coffee machine at home, by the way, as well. That's Martin just there, and that's his house. That's where we were. And I was really impressed with it. But he said to me, he said, look at this, Alan. He said, I want to show you something. And he gave me this little, this thing here, this prop. And he said, look, when you get anything and you want to clean, he said, get a wire brush and just brush off the bits. Now, he said, this paint doesn't come off. He said, so a lot of people would think they'll have to burn it off, scrape it off, do something to do it. He said, do not. If it's stuck there and it's adhered well to it, leave it there and go over it with Black Magic. So you don't even have to go to the trouble of removing paint that was there before, leave it and paint over it, because that's got a good adhesion. Then if it does...
And look at the difference.
It's just fab.
If that was outside your property and you're trying to sell your property, no one's going to want it. However, as soon as you paint it on, it's like it's new again.
Yeah. This one, I think, is a perfect example, isn't it?
Because you can see how rusty and nasty it is. Yeah.
You would throw it out, wouldn't you? But when you've finished with the application, it looks brand new.
Yeah.
And the great thing is as well, it lasts. It looks amazing. It's easy. No, never a brush mark. Always this satin finish. And even however rusty it is, all you do is brush away the flaky bits, and then you virtually just, well, slap it on. Really, you just paint it on.
Yeah, just slap it on. Simple, simple, simple. Thank you for watching, by the way, and thank you for staying with us. I'm still here live at just about, was it 7 minutes, coming up to 7 minutes past 2 a.m. in the United Kingdom of Great Britain. And yes, just a quick reminder, the Black Magic, you can replace so many things with the Black Magic. Instead of buying separate pots or jars or whatever of all these different things, you just need the one. So things like MDF primer, metal primer, low odour paint, fiberglass primer, rust converter, tough paint, undercoat metal paint, wood primer, eggshell paint, heavy duty protection, garden furniture paint, garage door paint, heat resistant paint, glass primer slash paint, environmental paint, plastic slash PVC primer, bumper paint, wood treatment and wheel paint. So all of those that you'd normally have to probably buy separately, you can just buy one can of Black Magic, and this is what you can apply it to. Wood, painted metal, rusty... Shall I do voiceover, man? Black Magic can be applied to wood, painted metal, rusty metal, prepared metal, fiberglass, plastic, PVC, glass, concrete, hot surfaces, wooden garden furniture, plastic garden furniture, metal garden furniture, brick and stone, plaster, multi-surface, MDF composite bumpers and wheels. And here is a little before picture of a gutter. I've taken you down into the gutter. But look, Shazam! All you need is a little lick of Black Magic and your gutter is now something you'd happily put a garden chair next to and sit and look at for hours. Maybe you've reclaimed this, maybe it's been in the junkyard and you thought, that looks rather nice. Thank goodness I've got some Black Magic, because boom, I can transform it into this and then sell it for millions of pounds. Obviously that's not true. Well, it depends what you find. You might find an old watch in your garage and that could make you a millionaire. You never know. Happened to Rodney and Dell. So that's your Black Magic. 2.5 litres is your best value. From £55, we've got a tenner off. Remember, you can't buy these in shops, the flag paints. They are specialist paints for the trade. So you might pay someone a lot of money to come and use these for you and bring them with them. Or you could buy them yourself and apply them yourself, or get a friend to help if you wish. Right, now, we're going to go back to the Bullseye. This is the Pro Cordless Tyre Inflator. Now, is that the English spelling of tyre? It is, isn't it? I get so confused. We've also had some lovely messages. Thank you so much. Gareth Northgate says, wouldn't it be great if Gareth Northgate came from Southgate? I used to live near Southgate. But anyway, Gareth says, ordered the Bullseye after umming and ahhing. That reminds me, I once overinflated a deflated tyre. I had to let it down gently. Now, I've got a different version of that joke, but I can't repeat it on telly. No, definitely can't. I've just realised my talkback's gone all funny. Anyway, so another one. Sandra says, Robbie! I love Robbie. Only girls can call me, or ladies can call me Robbie, by the way. Question on the Bullseye. It'd be great if I can charge it on the car connector. Is that possible? Yes, and not only that, you get one of them. I don't think... Oh, it is in here. You get one included. Yes, you do. You also get a USB-C charging cable too. Yeah, so basically... you can charge it in myriad different ways, and they're all included. Plus you get the 3 accessories as well, the 3 little adapters, so that you can use it on your inflatable toys. Wayne Jones says, Wayne's back. Hello, Wayne. Just wanted to say, Rob, you explain everything amazingly well. Well, thank you. No disrespect to the other hosts, but Shop on TV wouldn't be the same without you. Oh, and you've sent that in right after the CEO's gone to bed. But thank you. I will be sure to make sure he sees it tomorrow. I agree with the other viewer. You're a legend. Oh, that's because I'm old and mostly forgotten. And you should definitely have your own show. Thanks again. Well, hopefully I will have my own show once again. When I did ITV a few years ago, there was a petition for me, because I always thought I'd end up being a game show host. I always fancied that. And I've done bits of it in the States. I don't know if I mentioned I used to live in America. And... yeah, and it's just one of those bizarre things that seems to have sort of passed me by. But there was a petition that some of the viewers started. I think they got about 500 signatures. I mean, it didn't do anything, obviously, but it was just very nice that people believed in me, and I appreciate that. OK, we're going to do a little clip of the Bullseye Pro Cordless Tyre Inflator, and then still lots more to see. Stay tuned. Actually, if you were missing me when Shaylee were on, don't worry, because you're going to see me again. I'm going to very quickly change my clothes, and I'm going to put on some weight, and I'm going to skedaddle to Warrington, where I'll meet up with Mark Rise. Are you ready? And I'll do all of that in a flash.
It's the nightmare scenario. You come out to your car first thing in the morning, you've got to take the kids to school, and you've got a flat, or at least it's much lower than it should be. Well, this is the answer to your prayers. This is your anytime, anywhere inflation station. It's the Bullseye Pro. So just remember, when your tyre's low, grab your Bullseye Pro. Now, I know my tyre goes up to 33 PSI. So just as you ordinarily would, you unscrew the little cap on your car valve, and you put the pressure hose in. Now, listen to this. Can you hear, as you put it on, the air coming out? Don't worry about that. Simply lock it into position. Hold the power button for 2 seconds, and then it will tell you whether you want PSI or bar. Now, I'm going to set this to 33 because I know my tyre should be 33. It just checks the pressure, and it's saying at the moment it's 21, so it's going to take a couple of minutes to actually inflate. Pull the trigger, and then I'm going to put it down, and I'm going to step away from the Bullseye Pro. Now, it's quite safe to do that, but if it's a chilly day, you might want to go inside and finish your cup of coffee before you take the kids to school. But you know, when you see a flat tyre and you think, oh no, what am I going to do? I've got no way of getting to the garage, I don't want to drive on a flat. And of course, the whole thing about driving on low pressure tyres is it's dangerous. It uses more fuel as well. The anytime, anywhere inflation station, the Bullseye Pro, allows you to be a mile away from work. It allows you to be on the motorway if you've got a flat. It allows you to do it anywhere you want. The brilliant thing about it is it does PSI. You can change the setting to bar because some people know what the bar pressure of their tyres is. It also does kilopascals, and it does cubic meters. The brilliant thing about this is it does it all the way up. We're up to, what, 28 now. It started at 21, so we're halfway to our maximum pressure that we want. And the nice thing about this is it's then safe to drive. I'm not doing anything to the Bullseye Pro, I'm just leaving it to be able to do it. It's a brilliant way of inflating anything. Now, what will most impress me about this is it will even do giant tyres on trucks. It'll do giant tyres on tractors. And when I say tractors, this will go up to 150 PSI. That is a big tyre. Now, obviously, on a standard family car, you're not going to have that kind of problem. But look, we're now up to 31, so it's nearly up to that point. And the brilliant thing is, I've not had to go anywhere near the tyre. I've been inside enjoying my coffee all the time, waiting for it to actually finish. It will automatically switch itself off. We've got 1 more PSI to go. So the nice thing about it is, it's easy, it's simple, it's lightweight, you can keep it in your car. It's your anytime, anywhere inflation station, and that's why the Bullseye Pro is so good. It's coming up to the end of it now, and look at this. It is, you can see that that tyre is, and there it is, it stops. More inflated, and all I'm going to do is just pop that off like so, and screw this back on. There we go, and now I'm ready. Come on, kids, it's time to get in the car. We're going to be late. So let me run round and I'll show you. Perfectly safe to drive on because we are at the correct pressure for our tyres. And look, here we go. Right. See you later.
As I asked Mark on the day, where was he off to? Because he hasn't got any kids. And apparently, I think his answer was that his sister's kids. Oh, are we over there now? No. What? Hey? Am I looking here? Oh, sorry. Sorry. I misunderstood a director. I'm sorry. I misunderstood a director's. He's showing our multi-skilled technical operator, or MSTO, how to use the vision mixing desk. And so he said, looking at 3. And I was like, but I'm looking at 4. But he wasn't talking to me, he was talking to her. Dylan said, hello, Dylan. How are you, sir? Thank you very much for emailing. Hello, Rob. I love your show in morning. Thank you. Thank you very much, Dylan. I appreciate it. You know, I've always said one of the things that I wish I could do is just be let loose live on ITV or a national broadcaster and just talk to the people at home and have them talk back to me. And that's kind of, all right, you know, we're doing some products as well, which are great, and that's fun. But I love it when you email in, and I appreciate it very much because, you know, not everyone can be faffed to pick up their smartphone or whatever they've got handy to send in a message. But if you want to be part of the show, it's your show. We're here for you at the end of the day. No, I mean, we're a business, and yes, we want to sell stuff, or we want you to buy it. But that's why we go out of our way to find you really good things that you want to buy at great prices that are better than anywhere else, whenever we can. And, I've just heard that Mark, he's obviously the school wasn't very far away. He's just dropped the kids off. Oh, did he drop them off? Oh, he dropped them off at... Sorry, he dropped them off at the pool. Right. And he left the car. Shh. And now he was like, how am I... Apparently, it wasn't even his car. He borrowed the car as well. And he's like, how am I going to get around? How am I going to get from A to B? And he thought, I know, bike.
I really fancied a bike ride, but I haven't actually taken my bike out of the garage for about 3 months. You know what it's like. And so I've got to check the tyres before I take it safely onto the road. And look, it's pretty soft there at the moment. I know that this tyre should be about 30 PSI. So I'm going to grab my Bullseye Pro, the Anytime, Anywhere inflation station, and I'm just going to attach it onto the valve like so, and then lock it into position there just by pushing that down like so. I'm going to switch it on by pushing the button for 2 seconds. The little LED lights come on, so even if it's a poor light day, you can still see what you're doing. And I'm going to set the PSI to 30 PSI, and it just measures what's in the tyre at the moment. And then I'm going to hit the button and just allow it to start inflating. Now, the thing is, I can set it there and I can walk away. So it just does its thing, and I'll just wait while it inflates my tyre. Now think, the alternative would be me doing this. It's really exhausting when you try and plump up a tyre by itself, even if you've got one of the ones that do this. Exhausting. Look, it's done. It's now at 30 PSI. I simply pop that off like so, and then switch off my Bullseye, and I'm ready to go. Right, come on, bike.
come on, bike. All right, then. On your bike, mate. That's what I say. But you see, anything that you need to inflate. Now, I want to say so many things, but the things I will say are this. These are not going to inflate beds unless you might have a lilo, but air beds you can't use this for because they usually have, like me, a very wide mouth. And they usually come with a specialist pump for those. The same also with inflatable swimming pools and things like that. But if you've, I wanted to say, you know, we were chatting about this while we were watching the video. Paul the other day went to inflate his tyres. He paid £1.50 for 2 minutes. There was also somebody waiting, you know, next in line, and he felt pressured. But also, for how many times, now I remember this, it's been a while since I've owned a car, I'll be honest. But I remember when I went to put air in the tyres, you either had a gauge that popped out the top with very rudimentary grades on, you know, sort of markings on it, or if you were lucky, you had a little, you know, a little sort of metery type thing with a needle. But is it me, or did the needle always go like that? So, oh, I've got between 25 and 35 psi, and you just don't know. Plus, also, you have to park in a very specific way because you've got to pull the air hose over your car. And the times I get it caught on the aerial, or you know, you never know. You could be scratching your car, or it doesn't reach. How many times have you done that? You get to the front tyre and it's like, oh no, it doesn't reach, and then you've got to move the car. Oh dear. It's just nonsense, isn't it? This is the way to do it. From 24 to 34 psi in less than 2 minutes. Up to 150 psi in total. So tractors, Arctics, vans, lorries, all the big stuff, 4x4s, caravans, motorhomes. I dare say you could even inflate the tyre on a private jet or tyres with this. 150 milliamp lithium-ion rechargeable battery. That will give you, you know, roughly about 8 tyres, regular sort of air tyres, but car tyres, excuse me. 18-inch flexible hose, the battery indicator, the pressure gauge. Now you can set it to all those different settings. So if it's not PSI and you need to do it in something else, Newton meters or whatever, then it's got 4 different measurements for pressure. And also you can use it manually just by pulling the trigger, or if you set the PSI, the pressure, then once you start it, you can literally leave it be, and it will accurately fill up whatever it is you're inflating and stop once it's done so, because it's constantly monitoring the pressure, so it knows when the pressure is correct and it is reached, whatever level you have set it to. Very compact as well, by the way. It's about the size of a compact drill. That's the way I describe it. 0.86 of a kilo with your 3 different nozzles. And they're all included, plus you also get the USB-C charging attachment, and you also get the car charging adapter as well. So you can charge it on the go if you need to. The battery is removable, so you can take it, you can charge it separately from the unit, or you can charge it with the unit, entirely up to you. $59.99. Right, okay, let's go back to Black Magic. Before we do, so Colin has just messaged us. Can you use Black Magic on a barbecue hot plate? We would suggest no, not on a cooking surface. Possibly from a toxicity level. Not a toxicity, that makes it sound a bit sort of, but I mean, no, I probably not. But certainly around it and everywhere else, you know, definitely. Chimneys and things like you can, as Leslie just said, can I say this? You can tart up the outside of your barbecue, no problem at all. But I wouldn't use it on anything that food comes in direct contact with. But it is heat proof or heat resistant. Carly has emailed as well. Hello, oh sorry, Charlie. Sorry, Charlie, I'm going deaf. Charlie says he loves watching me. I'm amazing apparently, and keep going strong. I certainly will. I'll do it for as long as they let me. I'm amazed they still do, because I'm not exactly what you call your conventional shopping TV bloke. But some love, apparently I'm Marmite. You either love me or you hate me. But you know, not Howard Hughes, he was the director and what do you call it, and pilot. Howard Stern, the people that, you know Howard Stern, the famous radio disc jockey, or DJ, The people that loved him would watch him for an average of about 3 hours, or listen to him for about 3 hours. The people that hated him for about 6. Dan says, "Hey, Rob!" Big time fan of the show. Thank you very much, Dan. Appreciate it. Can I get a shout out for my team working hard right now on nights? Absolutely. Who are your... Dan, you need to message back and let's give you... Where are you working? And I want names. I want names of your team and I will shout you all out. But wherever you are and whoever you are, thank you for working so hard for whomever it is that you're working for. And thank you, Dan, for caring enough about the rest of your team to ask little old me to give them something that hopefully will fuel their motivation for the rest of their shift. James says, "Hello, Rob. Well done to France in 6 nations. All I know is when we got to London tonight, there were many, many people in the pubs. And I was not one of them. But yes, it was 6 nations. What was the rest of the message, Leslie? I hadn't finished it. Sorry, do you mind? Come on. Apparently looking forward to Britain's Got Talent on Saturday. Me too. I love that show. Absolutely love that show. And there's some very good talent on that as well. I have a lot of friends and colleagues who are involved with the Royal Variety Performance, and in fact one of them is the chairman of the Royal Variety Performance. He's the guy that sits next to the whichever monarch it is. And so, I have to say I watch Britain's Got Talent with great interest because, of course, whoever wins is going to go on to the Royal Variety Performance. And I've been to the Royal Variety Performance many, many times, and it's a good old show, isn't it, most of the time. Now, Carl says, "You know what I find strange about Mark pumping up his bike tyre? He gets the job done and then leaves the pump behind without thinking about it." Well, it's lucky that he does, because he's a forgetful so-and-so, Mark. And also, he's very, very rich. And he doesn't care. He just leaves pumps lying around everywhere. But that's great, because the likes of us, we get to go pick them up and enjoy the fruits of their labour. And indeed, his labour. And by the way, all of that's true, except for the facts. Now, what is this, by the way? What is this blue wonder that I'm gripping? Well, this is, as it says, funnily enough, on the tin, or on the jar, or what do you call it, on the bottle, screen wash. But that's not really the screen wash. You do get the 5 litre. That's the screen. You get the bottle. Yes, Leslie, I'm about to explain. It's not usually full. It comes empty, you see. And then in here, is this one open? No. You've got 12 tablets. You pop a tablet into there, and you fill it up with just regular old H2O. Dihydrogen monoxide, water. And you fill it up to the top, and lo and behold, you then have 5 litres of all-purpose screen wash. 60 litres in total, a cost of £1.66 per 5 litre bottle, which is rather good, I would say. It's been a while since I've bought screen wash, but I think you can pay 2 or 3 quid for it now, can't you? You can pay a lot more than that even, apparently. So this is a very cost-effective way of buying it. But also, it doesn't matter if it's a load of old rubbish, but this is really good. It is non-streaking. It actually puts it's got rain guard in it, so it helps to protect your windshield. It makes the water bead off. So, and it gets rid of insects and bugs, if that's... Not very easy to say that, but it's also, again, it's an all-purpose screen wash for all year round. So really grab yourself some of that if you drive. Might just be worth your while doing so. Now then, it's time for... Oh, sorry, no. Charlie. Hey, Charlie. Would like to know, what is the key to having positive energy, and also does black magic last a long time? The key to having, what was it again, positive energy? Well, if you're referring to me because I'm on telly, it's my job and I just have to. I just have to do it. And also, I find that sincerity is the most important thing, and once you can fake that, you've really got it made. No. Do you know, I've done this job on and off. Well, as a presenter, I've worked for many, over 30 years now. Excuse me. But the sort of transactional TV like this, I've done on and off throughout those 30 years. And I've done it after catastrophic relationship breakdowns. Some people might remember back in the 90s where I was very vocal about that on the air. Sorry about that. And I've done it bereavements in the midst of terminal depression. And well, not terminal depression, but you know what I mean. Horrible depression. And I've also done it in good moods and average moods. And the thing is, when you're a performer, you know, people always say to my dad, oh, your son, he's a really good presenter. And my dad says, no, he's not. I go, what? They say, no, he's a really good actor playing a presenter on telly. And that's me really in a nutshell, because I'm an actor. That's the way I think of myself predominantly. But the show must go on, loves. That's it and all about it. You just got to get on with it. You know, you leave your troubles at the door, you come in, you do your job, and you pick your troubles up on the way out. There you are. Tilly! I love that name, Tilly. How are you? Shout out. Here. We think that Tilly might be part of Dan's crew. So shout out to Dan Bolter. Hope his back is better soon so he can do more work and watch less shop on TV. Wow, that really went south, didn't it, Dan? Quickly. Bet you didn't expect that. Get back to work, Dan. None of this camaraderie. No. Thank you, Tilly, for that. I hope whatever it is that you're doing and wherever you are, particularly if it's a dirge, I hope that we're giving you some sort of a smile and a little bit of a giggle from time to time, given the constraints of what I have to work with. And as far as the black magic is concerned, how long does it last? Well, it's sort of kind of impossible to say. But Leslie, what do you reckon? She would say if it's outdoor stuff, she would tart it up. Tart it up is the phrase du jour. This is a technical expression. So her drain pipes and things, it lasts a long time, but she tends to tart them up every year to keep them looking pristine. She said it's very, very quick to apply. So she'll do a log burner and it'll last for years, but particularly if it's something that gets hot. Now, the log burner's indoors, so that's going to last for years. If it's outdoors and it's sort of getting bashed and lashed by the weather and, you know, the elements, then you might need to tart it up. So there you go, £45. Here's a chimneya, which is a chimney that goes outdoors. I found out tonight. And there is the before and there is the after. And they get very, very, very hot. Because you know why? There's fire in them. And you know what I've noticed about fire? It's hot. Yeah. Hence, and that's metal. You know what happens when metal meets fire? It gets hot. Vicky would like a shout out. Vicky! Hello, Vicky. She said, can you give me another shout out and say hi to Dave? Hello, Dave. Apparently he's a massive fan and loves watching every weekend. Thank you very much to all of you. Anyone who takes the time to listen to the old nonsense that comes out of my mouth, I appreciate very much and admire, quite frankly. Now, just to let you know, we're not going to show a full clip of this, but we do have this. Now, this is glue. It's the fix that sticks. Yes. So it's called fuerza. Fuerza is force or power in another language. And it's very quick. You've got time to sort of get it in place, 2 or 3 seconds. But once you hold it still and press it, it will stick. And when it sticks, it really sticks. This is probably the best super glue I've ever come across or used. It's absolutely super stuff. It sticks everything except for 2 types of plastic, which I'll tell you about in a minute. Even metal on metal, ceramics, glass, plastics, you name it. And so it really does the job. But the great thing is, if you do get it on your fingers, you've got a few seconds, rub your fingers together and they won't stick. Obviously, don't hold your fingers together, or they will. But it is very, very, very strong stuff. Now, if you've got a tube of the leading brand, right, maybe you've got that locked tight in a drawer somewhere, and it's got like a plastic sheath, yeah? Take the plastic sheath off. Turns out that's just the applicator. Inside, teeny little tube of the actual glue. And a lot of the other glues are like that. You get a few grams for whatever price it is you're paying, which will be a heck of a lot more than this, I would wager. So this, even one bottle, I'd say is worth 20 quid because this is 20 grams. 20 grams, that's probably 4 or 5 times more than you would get in an average type of, you know, super glue bottle. And not only that, for your 20 quid, you get 3 of these. So you've got one for the house, one for the garage, maybe wherever, one for the purse. Ladies, have you ever gone out, maybe after the Six Nations, to have a drink or so? Or 5, and or 2. Drink responsibly, of course. And unless you already haven't, in which case it's too late. But you walk funny and you break your heel. This will fix your heel temporarily, maybe even permanently. Industrial strength adhesive, cures in seconds. It's a mono-component system, so you don't have to mix or heat anything. It contains no solvents, so no bond shrinkage, or the bond shrinkage is negligible, excuse me. Temperature ranges from -65 to 180, so it withstands temperature very well. Dries completely clear. Is used by professional and amateur engineers, mechanics, installers, designers, artists, creators, anglers, odd jobbers and restorers. I thought they said resorters. It's also waterproof once it is dry. And it will work, I don't know if we've got the graphic, on all these different things. Have a look at this. Now, spot which one's been repeated twice. It's so good they literally put plated metals in twice. I'm not going to read that out. It does all that. The only things it will not stick to are polythene or polypropylene. And the bottle, I believe, is made out of polypropylene, which is deliberate because if the glue would stick to the bottle, well, that wouldn't work very well, would it? So it can't. It doesn't. So it doesn't clog, although it's got a little pin in the top just to make sure it doesn't crust over. So every time you go to use it, A, you can get the top off, and B, the glue actually comes out without you having to cut it down a bit every time. John said, hello, John, how are you doing? Hello, Rob. Can you do a show every day? It'd be nice to see you on TV every day. I would do a show every day. I don't know if I'd do this show every day. Because it's late. It's late. I'd love to work. If I could work about 6 hours earlier on ITV, let's start another petition, shall we? Yeah. Dylan says, but thank you, I appreciate the compliment. I took it as it was intended. Hello. Can you do your show from Holyhead on Shop on TV, please? We haven't started doing roving shows yet, but that's a very good idea, and I think we should. And Holyhead will be first on the itinerary as and when we do. I'm trying to think if I've been to Holyhead. I think I have. I've been most places. Holyhead's quite a good place, isn't it? Yeah. But, well, thank you for that. And someone would like to know, Miles, hello Miles, how are you? Would like to know if it will fix skis. Well, it depends how they're broken. If they're snapped in, if they're cleft in twain, I wouldn't rely on super glue to go down a slope if you've stuck them together. Any sort of super glue. I mean, it will stick them together. It's whether it lasts or not, I don't know. But although it is pretty tough. I mean, have a look at this.
So how strong is your Fweza Fix glue? Well, come and have a look at this. So I'm going to put some, and you only need to use a small amount. There are 900 drops in every single bottle. This is like a plastic PVC tape. So if we stick these two together just here like so, remember you've got time to work with it. Push out all of the air when you're ready. Make sure it's all pushed down. Ideally you want to leave this for about 10 seconds so it sticks properly and cures properly. But you can see there that I've joined the yellow to the red. That, by the way, is stuck. But how strong is your Fweza Fix? Shall we show you how strong it is? Because look, we have a car that side, we have my forklift truck this side. Now how about we try and pull a car with my forklift and the Fweza glue holding it all together. So let's go forward, as you can see just here. Let's take the strain. Are you ready? And here we go with pulling the car with the power of the glue.
So all you need is a spare forklift when your car breaks down and some Fweza Fix, and you are good to go, my friends. Right, let's go back to Roofix, shall we? But before we do that, I'm loving all these messages. Thank you so much. It's been a fun show. I really appreciate it. Do check out your baskets and buy some stuff as well if it's stuff you want. It's all good clobber and all at very, very reasonable prices, I hasten to add. And you can shop online at shopontv.co.uk, or you can give us a call the old-fashioned way if you want, 03333 241 241. That's the telephone, or as the smartphones these days are called, computers with a phone app. George says, hey Rob, can you give a shout out to my nan, of course, who's covered my finances for the last couple of years? Absolutely, George's nan. George is saying a big thank you to you. It sounds like, I don't know you personally, but it sounds like you are a very generous, good-natured person. And it sounds also very much like George is enormously grateful. So thank you both, well, thank you, George, for watching. And if Nan, if you're watching as well, then go give George a big kiss. And before we go to our next clip, this news just in, ladies and gentlemen. This is about Freeview. This is called vamping because I'm waiting for my producer to tell me what it is that she is excitedly transferring from one computer to the other, literally at the speed of the network. And Carl says this, thank you. I bought this as one of my plastic segments fell off in my shower room, or it kept falling off. So I tried putting 2 drops on the top, middle and bottom. Oh, is it like, what was that show? Play Your Cards Right. Top, middle or bottom? Oh, no. It was not Drew Barrymore, Michael Barrymore, Strike It Lucky, or then Strike It Rich. Glad he purchased it because it only went and worked, obviously. What it does, that'll stick anything to anything, unless it's polyurethane or... Oh, it's Holyhead in Wales. Yes, I'm pretty sure I've been to Holyhead in Wales. I love Wales. Wales is why I took my American friend to Wales because his name is Powell, so he is of Welsh descent, something like 14 or 15 or maybe even more generations back. And there was an ancestral home, so we drove through Cardiff and out into the sticks, and he got to not only see his ancestral home but meet the owners, and they allowed him to take a couple of little bits of sort of rock, from the property. So he has something to remember it by, and he gave it to all his kids. So there you go, fond memories of Wales. Now, okay, so that's the Freeview. It's glue, it sticks really well, it's really affordable. You get 3 bottles, and each one's 20 grams. But before we go to our next clip, Charlie's back with another message. Thank you, Charlie. Here it is, coming up. Oh no, it's an email. Can I shout out, please, to Harry and Michelle? Now, I haven't done this for a while, so just stay right there, please. I used to love doing this. Harry, Michelle. Apparently this is a big surprise because you're watching and you had absolutely no idea that me, Rob Locke, with an E, was going to say hello to you. Not only that, I've come right the way up to camera so you can see me in all my vicious glory. I may be out of focus, but that's the best way to look at me. It really is. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Here is Roofix and some cracks.
Roofix you won't find in the DIY space.
No, it's exclusive to us here at Shop on TV, and it's Roofix M, remember, multi-surface. This is how it works. It's as simple as that. If you've got a leak, it stops the leak. You literally slap it on. There's no skill required.
You do. Just tidy it up. It doesn't need to be dry. Just if there's any leaves, if it's in guttering, it's a little bit dirty, get the debris away, and then slap it on. Use a squeegee or a brush, and instantly that leak is fixed. So even if it starts raining, I mean, that was virtually filmed as you're seeing it, the leak has stopped. Not temporary, you don't have to call out the builders now, and it can be a big expensive job having a roof fixed. That can last 10 years or more, which is amazing. So many fantastic 5-star reviews for this product. I would say it's one of our best DIY products, or actually personally the best DIY product we've sold over many years.
Yeah, definitely. And when it comes to application as well, Alan, it's not hard to apply if you're thinking of shed roofs, garage roofs. It's
you
really
don't need to be a painter.
No, you don't. In fact, Martin, who is a painter because he deals in paint, said it's actually a disadvantage being a really good painter because he said you spend too much time. He said, and this is the important thing, he said, you slap it on. This is Martin, he's on the roof, he's cleaning it off. Of course you would do that, get rid of everything that's loose. Now, if you are literally wanting to do this and get the amounts right, if you wanted to, you can just mark out with some chalk a 5 metre square, or 5 square metre bit with a bit of chalk, chuck in the 5 litres and just spread it to that amount, and then you know you have it right.
Easy.
Now look, he did the edges first, and just got all those little bits sorted. On goes a squeegee on the end of a pole, and watch this.
So satisfying.
Yeah.
It honestly is so satisfying.
Yeah, and it's self-leveling. It will find its own level, pour it on. You don't have to do it bit by bit. Slap it on. That's the whole thing. And look at that, just draw it out. And again, what you're doing is you're also bringing life to your roof, because I think if they look they go kind of a light grey when they start off kind of really dark, It looks unsightly too, and I just think this really brings it up lovely. Don't paint yourself into a corner, folks. I'm not quite sure how he...
And don't forget, not just for your roofs, it could be a bay window, it could be a conservatory. My mum's sort of got a glass area, a bit like a lean-to, I suppose, that leaked for years. We even had it all taken off and all repaired, and it still leaked. It was Roofix that fixed it, and we paid a fortune on it, but we still had that leak between the building and the lean-to, really.
And it looks great as well, doesn't it?
So it works on any building materials, even if you're using a mixture of different building materials, but get the colour that works right for you. So if it's a conservatory, it's white, use the white. If you want the black, or there's a really nice grey. I know a lot of places have got grey sort of guttering windows now, so you can get the right colour. There's your colour options. And remember, if you're going for the 4 or 5 litres, it's like you're getting a whole 5-litre tin completely free.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Such a good deal, that.
What's next, Alan?
Right, okay, so we talked about cardboard. Now, this is going to show you that this cardboard box here, it is a regular cardboard box. The two of them are the same. But what we did with this one is we coated it inside with bitumen, and although it will make this area waterproof, because we've said all along, we're not putting bitumen down in any way, shape or form.
It's got waterproofing properties.
Yes, exactly, but it doesn't fill those holes. It doesn't bridge the gaps,
right?
Okay. Now, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use this. It's got bitumen, and I'm going to pour in some water and just let you see what happens.
Oh, it hasn't filled those holes.
It hasn't filled those, okay?
Still leaking.
So it has done a job of keeping this waterproofed, but it hasn't fixed the actual problem. But now here's where we come in. Now, this is funny, because this here, I hold this so gently, because Martin told me if I wreck this, he's going to go crazy.
You are gone.
15 years he's been using
I've known that box for 15 years.
You have. You have.
Part of my life, that box.
And he said that to me. He said, Haley knows this box so well. But basically, he put the Roofix inside of this. You can see where it's in there. And actually, you can see that this here is an old box, because if you can see on this side, it's been bashed around a bit. But because of the properties of this and the way that it bridges the gap, those Draylon fibres, we pour in the water, and nothing leaks out.
That's amazing, isn't it? That's
so
cardboard. Cardboard is like the absolute worst. Put water on cardboard and it just falls to pieces.
It falls to bits.
Yeah, and now we have a hole.
Amazing. It's waterproof, but it's sealed. The actual holes of the box, and that is fabulous.
It's a great demonstration to show you. And now, when we're talking about cardboard, the HMS Destroyer. Okay.
Yeah, this is a great story.
Now, I want, because you know this story much better than I, because a friend of mine used to talk about this product all the time, and Martin has kindly now asked me to do it, and I'm really pleased.
So Martin owns Flag Paints, and this was his niece, and they had a competition at school, and it was to make a boat out of cardboard. Now, that's exactly what they did, but they had a little trick up their sleeve, because they thought they'll paint it in Roofix.
With Roofix, and then it's waterproof, and they went out to sea. There you go.
Have a look at the one sinking in the background. But they did win for not actually sinking, and they were afloat while everybody else was sort of going down. But a fabulous, I mean, it looks really cool, but the fact is it made that cardboard waterproof enough so they could actually sail.
It's amazing.
Great story.
I mean, it does exactly what it says on the tin. It fixes your roofs, it fixes your gutters as well. It fixes any leaks on all those different materials, remember.
And seeing it on cardboard proves a point, because obviously that's not a building material, but the fact is this will work on all building materials. And if it works on cardboard, honestly, absolutely phenomenal. Wherever that leak is, it might be a bay window, it might be a conservatory roof, it might be a leak that's been there for years and you've never managed to fix it. Perhaps you always put a bucket where you know it's going to drip, but you've never managed to get it fixed. Honestly, Roofix is the problem solver for that problem. It's amazing.
I just want to show you as well, look at how much water I had in this box.
That was all in there.
Pour that back in there, just to show you. Now, I'm going to do this last demo for you here, and then we'll just recap quickly. But I want to tell you very quickly a story. You know this, because you've eaten from a business Ellie and I used to have called Pizzini. We did some great pizzas. We had the proper wood-fired oven. It was made, as you know,
great unit.
It was a great unit. It was a horse box, but it was a single layer with the metal was. And of course, where all the rivets were, and of course, going out and about in the weathers, we literally, when it rained, we got drips all over the place. And I used to try and tape it from the inside, and I was putting little bits of, what's that stuff, the silicone on the inside, the fillers. Nothing worked. And then I realised, and I spoke to Peter, and I said, Peter, our friend Peter, of course, thought about, have you got some? He said, yeah. So I got some, and I got up onto the roof of the Pizzanini van, the horse box, and I did that. I slapped it on, And to this day, because we sold it to a friend of ours, not a leak.
Watertight.
None.
Great
It's
stuff.
brilliant. And of course, it's protecting then as well that paintwork and the metal underneath it.
Yeah.
So it's protecting that.
So it'll last longer, won't
And the
it?
great thing is it's not a temporary fix.
No,
that can last 10 years or more. That's what it's all about. And saved so many people fortunes. They've had sort of quotes, haven't they?
I've got a great review here I just want to share quickly with you. Actually, while I share this, we could show some befores and afters. These are amazing. I got Roofix to repair my garage roof as it was leaking. Oh my, I'd had estimates of £3,500 to repair the roof. I sat on the sofa, my wife made a cup of tea, very nice. I was drinking my tea, my wife was watching Roofix on TV, and I asked my wife, what is it? And she said to me, watch and see. I was amazed how easy this product was to administer to my garage, and to my amazement, it was so easy. Thank you so much for such a great product and flexible payments. £3,500 they saved.
That's some difference.
Spectacular.
And it looks so good as well. So it really tidies areas up. But the fact is, it's stopping the leak, and it's stopping that leak for 10 years or more. So simple to apply, which I love. You don't need to be a DIYer, you don't need to be a painter. You virtually do just slap it on, and that's what you're going to show us. Actually,
yeah, absolutely. So look at this little prop that I have. So we have the now I've torn this, of course. I've just split it with some.
But that can split so easily.
But it can split so easily,
yeah.
Absolutely. And you know, if you put stuff up on a flat roof and move it around or drags things. But the problem is, of course, it's going to let water in. But of course, even underneath it, the wood that you have there, whether it's MDF or chipboard, it's going to get destroyed. Okay. So what you want to do is protect that as well. And by closing this hole, it's going to protect that. And you can do this, by the way, if your roof is damp, you can still apply it. That's absolutely fine, okay? So let me just show you what we would do in this instance.
So the only secret really is to make sure it's tidy, there's no leaves or...
take away any excess debris.
Yeah, and that's, and again, it's like anything when you're painting anything, just make sure the area is nice and clean.
Yeah, that's it.
But I just want to show you something here, okay? Because what we have is, I'm just going to get this little stirrer now and stir this up.
It's like there's going to be a big reveal here.
Oh, there we go. So I've got the slightly bigger can of the Roofix. Just going to give it a mix. You could give it a shake or a mix, whatever you wanted to. But you can be really liberal with this. Now, we can do this with a paintbrush or indeed a squeegee. So watch this now, okay? I'm just going to pour this on, and you'll see, because it's so super thick, it doesn't run away with itself. It stays even on a roof that has a slight slant on it. Now, we can do one of two things. I just have a bigger paintbrush there. There we go. Where all of that problem is, I can apply it with a paintbrush, and you can see how easily it moves. Very easy for me to do that. Or, alternatively, I can get the squeegee and I can do that. Look at the difference in that, right out to the edges.
Satisfying.
Now, believe it or not, we can't do it here in the studio, but believe it or not, we could now pour water on that split where it was here and down here, and nothing will go through, because those Draylon fibres have knitted over there and holding this together, and as easy as that, that is now fixed.
You fixed the problem. That's what it's all about. Those Draylon fibres weaved together. Seen it right here as well in this clip. The leak is there, and you think, oh my goodness, I'll have to get someone out to fix it. It could cost you an absolute fortune, but no, try Roofix. This is a trade paint. Roofix has been going since 1939. They specialise in trade paints. You won't get this from a DIY store. It's not bitumen. Can you see how easy it is to apply? Draylon fibres have weaved together. Leak has gone. And not just for now, and then you get the builders out. That leak has gone for 10 years or more.
Isn't that brilliant? And it's an instant fix. That's the other thing. That's why it's so popular. When we do shows with this, so busy. I just want to share this other review. This product saved me £1,880 on a new roof. My extension was found to be leaking very badly. I called out a roofer to tell me how much it would cost to put it right. When he told me, I could have fainted. And look at all these different surfaces that you can use it on.
That's a lot of surfaces, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, I just want to say, so we've had a couple of emails about Roofix and Blackmagic and its availability. So I want to say that Roofix M is exclusive. Flag Paints do make different versions of their products. Some, I understand, are available in DIY stores and potentially online. But the Roofix M roof repair and the Blackmagic version, they are exclusive to shop on TV. You can't buy those in the shops, just to clarify. What's the difference? I'll tell you at the end of the show. Now, certainly you're getting a great deal here. 20 square metres of your Roofix for £179.99, which works out at about £9 a litre. And I don't know what the average size of a roof or maybe a conservatory roof is, but 20 square metres should get you started. You can get it in black, it's gone away, but black, white or grey. So you can colour code or colour match or colour complement as much or as little as you wish. Now, in actual fact, it's so good, it's so waterproof that some kiddywinks built a little boat out of cardboard boxes and they coated it in Roofix. There it is. It was in the grey Roofix. That is literally, genuinely just cardboard boxes. HMS Destroyer. And what it's doing, it's destroying the myth that you can't make things, even cardboard, waterproof with Roofix, because as you can see, you absolutely can. Amazing, isn't that brilliant? And you know, there is, I believe, there is even a full-size boat that was made out of bin liners or something like that. I forget what it was, but again, the Roofix was used. Oh, you can use this to repair boats, actually. If you've got a crack in your boat, or your dinghy, or your canoe, Roofix, it's not just for roofs, you know. They should have just called it Any Fix, or almost Any Fix. So yeah, normally £2.39. It's about £23 a litre if you buy it by the litre. But if you get our big bumper pack, then you will get all 5 litre or 4 tins of 5 litre for £179.99, and it is 20 square metres coverage. 1 square metre is basically 1 litre. Simple. Now, a quick reminder as well of Black Magic. It's that old black magic, ladies and gentlemen. I love a bit of black magic, and it can replace all these things. Oh, shall I do it again? Actually, I'm tired. Dave, come and read this for me, will you? Let's get floor manager Dave. Here he comes. Don't come too quickly. Any time today. We've only got 6 minutes left on the show. He's working so hard, bless him. Right, just read all that out, would you, please? Into the mic.
MDF primer. Metal primer.
Bit quicker.
Low odor paint. Fiberglass primer. Rust converter. Tough paint. Undercoat. Metal paint. Wood primer. Eggshell paint. Heavy duty protection. Garden furniture paint.
What accent is that? You're going through about 8 different accents. Come on, carry on.
Garage door paint.
Garage over here, mate.
Garage. Sorry, guys, I'm American.
Yeah.
Apologies. Heat resistant paint. Glass primer paint / glass primer / paint. Environmental paint. Plastic / PVC primer. Bumper paint. Wood treatment. Wheel paint.
Thank you. And here's the face behind the voice. Oh no, there's another page.
Oh, I'm doing another page. Okay.
Oh Lord. You got to be quicker. Go.
is this it now?
Yeah.
Wood. Painted metal. Rusty metal. Repaired metal. Fiberglass. Plastic. PVC. Glass. Concrete. Hot surfaces. Wooden garden furniture. Plastic garden furniture. Metal garden furniture. Brick and stone. Plaster. Multi-surface. MDF. Composite. Bumpers. Wheels.
Composite, mate. Over here. Yeah. Cover your logo, will you? Just there you go. Thank you. Floor manager Dave, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
Thank you. Thank you. So, he's not taller than me. I'm wearing. He's wearing heels.
Can I go now?
Sure.
Thank you.
You've got all that work to do, haven't you?
do.
Yeah. He was born in the United States, but being the sensible chap that he is, he moved to England. Laura says, "Hi Rob. Have Shop on TV ever thought about doing an outtake or blooper special? Oh, that would be interesting, wouldn't it? Yeah, we could put it. Yes, I suppose. But we're so good at what we do. Very rarely there are ever any bloopers. Oh no! What happened? Oh, see what happened there? See, now if we were doing a blooper reel, that could have made it on. We used to. If the producers ever see something funny that's happened, they can always make a note of it, and we'll create a little thingy for Christmas or some special occasion. But that's your screen wash, by the way. And Miles was talking about his skis, so watching this on a ski break. I hope the break wasn't your skis. A ski break. Is it a ski break or is it a ski break? I don't know. But unfortunately, I broke my skis today. think I need to lose a bit of timber, Rob. That's what I'm trying to do as well. Yeah, I mean, look, the Feuerzer fix, it will fix shoes and things like that. And I would say if you had something on your ski that had come off, then sure, I'd use that for it. If you've literally broken the ski in two, then I wouldn't necessarily think it's... The stresses must be quite huge, I would imagine, going down a slope like that. I don't know if the Feuerzer fix would do it. Try it, see what, maybe it will. Just don't do it on the black slope, all right? This is Feuerzer Fix, 20 grams, and you get 3 of those, so you get 60 grams in total in your trio pack. And it's very good. Now, as you can see, Feuerzer Fix can handle anything. Ah ha ha ha. I can't think of any really cheesy jokes tonight. I don't know why. Normally they're brimming. Oh no! Oh! My director just said, cheesy jokes, I camembert 'em. Oh! Right. Paul, bend over. Please don't do that. Did I say that out loud? Sorry. Don't put it in your mouth either when you activate it. That would be bad. Let me see. No, I thought this would inflate my ego, but it hasn't. I don't have an ego, you see. I already know I'm the best. No, my ego's in my perfectionism. I am annoyingly somebody who everything just has to be. It has to be just right and just so. This is going to help to inflate things that need inflating. That's it, simple. Predominantly, if you've got tyres, the great thing is you can set it to whatever pressure you need for the thing that you're inflating. You get a USB-C adapter. You can charge the cable in the regular way. You also have a car adapter, full instructions, and it will even inflate a tractor tyre up to 150 PSI. Thank you so much, genuinely. Thank you to everybody who has emailed in tonight and everyone who's been watching, and I will see you again tomorrow night about 12:45. Bye.